What's going on with hypnotism? On one hand, I've heard it's real, and I've seen some incredible videos of people like forgetting their own names under hypnosis.
What's your name?
But on the other hand, if it is real, I feel like we're all very nonchalant about that fact. Like, there are just people out there that can take over your mind for a little bit. How does that work? I especially want to know, what's it like to be the person getting hypnotized? Give me an interview with the person who just forgot their own name. What happened to you? Anyways, I'm gonna try to get hypnotized like 3 different ways to find out if hypnosis is real and what it feels like. Y'all wanna come? Good, because I actually already did the first one. I found this YouTube video called "Can I Hypnotize You in 30 Seconds?" and I thought that sounds quick to do. So I just did it right before I filmed this intro.
Have you ever wondered, could I be hypnotized? Am I the sort of person that's susceptible to mind control? Well, it's not mind control, it's just thinking about things, and sometimes the things we think about are the things that happen. So if you want to try something, all you need to do is get your hands, put your hands together like this, and clasp them together like that. Now take your index fingers and put them parallel, and just focus your eyes on that gap between the 2 fingers. Just focus your eyes really strongly on the gap, and as you do that, imagine that the ends of your fingers are like magnets, and the magnets are getting stronger and stronger with every second, and the more that you imagine that the magnets are pulling your fingers together, the stronger they become until your fingers can get closer and closer. And if they are moving, if they're closing together,
that's weird.
That can show you how susceptible you are. If they're not moving, maybe that's because you're trying really hard to make it not.
No, they're already together.
Keep imagining that those magnets are pulling them together.
They already are together. All right, well, I guess that worked. I don't know, is that hypnotism? Is that what hypnotism is? It kind of just felt like my fingers just wanted to be together, like when you hold them like this, they naturally do that. Do they just naturally do that? No, I guess I can hold them like this just fine. Okay, well, dang, maybe I got hypnotized that quick. The second type of hypnosis is hypnotherapy. I always kind of just assumed hypnosis was fake until I talked to a family member who said they got hypnotized to stop smoking. But apparently there are hypnotherapists all over the place who are more than happy to hypnotize you for a wide variety of things, like addiction, phobias, throat lump issues. Bad karma won't go away. These are real ones from actual hypnotherapist websites. As for myself, I'm hoping to get hypnotized to cure my lifelong battle with my nails. I've bitten my nails as long as I can remember. I hate it. Laura hates it. I bite my nails so much I chip my tooth. So hopefully this guy can fix it, or at least replace it with like a healthier habit like smoking. I really want this to work, so I've intentionally like not looked up much about hypnotherapy, because my instincts tell me it's one of those things that you have to like fully buy into, and I don't want to read something that makes me doubt it. So the only thing I know right now is that I'm going to be paying $450 over 2 sessions to get hypnotized via Zoom. Okay, so for privacy reasons, I can't actually show the hypnotist in the video or play his voice, but I'm gonna describe best I can what happened in this call. To my surprise, he kind of spent the first few minutes just giving me basic nail-biting advice that has nothing to do with hypnosis. He recommended I get a nail file, pick 1 day a week that's my nail care day. He also said I should meditate because that would help with stress and reduce my nail biting on its own. And he taught me a self-hypnosis that I can do anytime I feel the urge to bite my nails from here on out. And then the last thing he told me before he started hypnotizing was that he highly recommends I listen to the recording of our hypnosis session every night before I go to sleep. And with that, it was time to be hypnotized. For this portion, he actually hung up the Zoom call and then called me on a regular phone call. I don't know if he just like didn't want the visual distraction of him on the screen, or if he wanted to like put on pajamas or something. He started by trying to get me as relaxed as possible, focusing on different areas of my body from head to toe and imagining that they were getting heavier and heavier to the point where my body felt like it was sinking into the couch. And I'm guessing this is the point where I'm supposed to be like fully in a hypnotic state, because from here on out, he basically tells me this kind of inspirational, energizing story that's gonna change my mindset around my nails. I followed his instructions, imagining my body dematerializing an array of light that shines around me, protecting my teeth and my nails. And I rode the ray of light to a peaceful beach, where I laid with a different version of myself lying on either side of me. On my left was the version of myself who bites my nails. On the right was a calm, cool, and confident version of myself with absolutely pristine nails. This was all a very peaceful and relaxing experience. I never did worry that somebody else had control over my mind, but I did have doubts as to whether I was really being hypnotized. It was a pretty long time that my eyes were closed, and I had a hard time paying attention for that long, so I'd catch myself thinking about other stuff, and then I'd be like, oh no, this is gonna ruin the hypnotism. And there were a few times the hypnotist did this alarming thing where he would just whisper a command like this. He'd be like, and now you're going to stop biting your nails. Anyway, all I had to do from here was decide that this is the version of myself I wanted to be. And oh baby did I. So he told me to wiggle my toes and materialize myself into my ideal form. I'm fucking cured, man. That night, I tucked myself into bed and listened to the hypnosis recording as instructed, which did feel a little silly given that the session had only ended like 30 minutes ago, but hey, maybe getting hypnotized back to back will make the effects even stronger. Again, I did feel very relaxed during this recording, but I still didn't know if I could say I was hypnotized. Good night. The next morning, however, I did notice that I wasn't really biting my nails or really even looking at them. Maybe it was just in my head, but they looked hard, like actually unpleasant to bite. Was I really hypnotized last night, or was I just discovering the placebo effect?
I don't even care.
I squealed with delight and got to work, filming for a different video I'm working on right now, enjoying my new non-nail biting self. Oh wait, what the hell? Did I just bite my nail? Damn it. Well, good thing I was filming when I did it. Shit, I bit my nail. Damn. Well, that's obviously not great. Man, I was really optimistic this morning that it actually worked and I was hypnotized, but then I stopped paying attention for 1 second, and I'm not just having the urge to bite my nails, but I already bit it? How am I supposed to stop biting my nails if my body just does it without even asking first? I'm worried now. I feel like I was just living an illusion this morning, and none of it worked. I just pulled the bottom card out of a house of cards and the whole thing just tumbled over. Maybe I am a nail biter and I always will be. And on top of that, I'm dumb for spending $250 on this. And on top of that, I'm ugly. Doesn't have to do with my nail biting. I just feel really down on myself right now. I did do the self-hypnosis that he taught me right afterwards. Again, still not exactly sure that that's hypnotizing me. I'm gonna continue doing everything I was supposed to do, listening to the recording, doing the self-hypnosis as needed, and meditating, and hopefully this was just a glitch, and everything's gonna be fine. To my surprise, something did seem to change after this. The next few days, I did have a few instances where I lifted my hand to my mouth just out of muscle memory, but I caught myself right away, and after day 4, I wasn't doing it at all. I was listening to the recording every night, following the hypnotist's advice and taking good care of my nails, and they were actually almost starting to look normal. I had my second session with the hypnotist, which ran me another $200. Luckily, this portion of the video is sponsored by SoFi, who's here to keep us all on top of our finances. The hypnotist checked in on my progress. He said I was doing great, in fact, better than most people he works with at this stage, which I don't know if that's necessarily a good sign. During the hypnotism, I had trouble concentrating again. I guess I just couldn't stop thinking about how SoFi is the ultimate finance app that helps you bank, borrow, and invest all in one place. Not to mention, they've just launched SoFi Plus, America's most rewarding financial membership, all in one app. This time, the hypnotist led me through a story where I was attending a meditation retreat led by the Dalai Lama in Central Park. That sounds expensive. I must have been using SoFi Plus. You see, you can unlock more than $1,000 in value with qualifying activities in banking, spending, investing, and more, with exclusive perks that help you over time. That includes unlimited access to SoFi's wealth financial planners who help you make a plan and stick to it. Plus, members with a new or existing SoFi checking and savings account also unlock up to 3.8% APY on bank savings balances. That means you're earning 9 times the average national rate on your savings. At that rate, you'll earn more interest in 7 weeks than you would in 1 year in a big bank savings account. That's why SoFi Plus isn't just smart, it's how you make good choices. So head on over to SoFi.com/Danny, scan this QR code, or click the link in the description to learn more about how you can get your money right with SoFi Plus. Thanks to SoFi for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SoFi. After 7 days, I was doing so well, I decided I could stop meditating and listening to the recording every night. I mean, it kind of seemed like I was done biting my nails. Surely I didn't even need those anymore, right? You guys, it's been 30 days and I haven't bitten my nails once since that first time. Peekaboo! Kind of a crazy way to reveal my nails. Look, now just because I stopped biting my nails, does that 100% mean that I for sure got hypnotized? No, honestly, no, I don't think it does. Honestly, I think it's possible that I was hypnotized, but I'm leaning towards I don't think so. Honestly, I kind of feel like it was all the other advice on top of listening to that very inspirational, albeit non-hypnotizing recording every night that actually made the difference. At the end of the day, maybe I didn't need to get hypnotized to stop biting my nails. Maybe I had it in me all along, which is kind of inspirational and also makes me feel like shit in a way, because then it's like, why didn't I just do this earlier? Regardless, I am still open to the possibility that I was in fact hypnotized. I feel like if I can get hypnotized by the stage hypnotist, then I'll know for sure what being hypnotized feels like, and then I'll know for sure if I was hypnotized back then too.
Hypnosis is a state of focus without much awareness of peripheral noise. You're concentrated on one thing and the world kind of slips away.
This is stage hypnotist Chris Jones. He's been on America's Got Talent. He's performed all over the world for over a decade. So if anyone's going to be able to hypnotize me, it better be this guy. Also, the GoPro on my head died the second we started getting hypnotized, so don't get your hopes up for any shots from this camera. All right, fine, you can have this one, but that's it. Chris suggested that this would be a lot more fun with a group, so I got some friends together and we all sat down for a night of hypnotism.
I want to know your opinions, and don't worry about hurting my feelings at all. I want to know if you think hypnosis is real, shenanigans, you need more evidence.
Yeah, I believe it's real.
I don't like saying this in front of you, like a harder wall for myself, because I feel like that's a challenge and that makes me like kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would say I think it is probably real sometimes.
I think in general I'm pretty skeptical of like supernatural stuff, but I don't know, I really do kind of believe hypnotism.
I really want to be hypnotized, but I feel like maybe it won't work on me. But I hope it does.
Before we got started, Chris allowed some time for us to ask him questions about what was about to happen. Like whether all of us would get hypnotized or just some of us.
I've done this in 50 states and 10 countries. I can hypnotize 25% of any given audience. So 1 or 2 people are gonna get hypnotized today. And it might be the camera person. I don't know. I really, honest to goodness, don't know.
We also asked if he could tell if someone was really hypnotized or just faking it.
When your head is up, we can tell. People hypnotized look like they've had a few drinks, or they're gonna look like they've been riding a car with Scooby-Doo and Willie Nelson for a couple hours. They're gonna look real relaxed, okay?
For a second I was like, so like they look like Scrappy?
We also noted that Brian seemed to be the one who believed in hypnosis the most, and he was also maybe the most nervous about what was going to happen.
Well, what are you gonna do to me?
That's a good other question. Like, what are you gonna do to me if I get hypnotized? Honest to goodness, I don't know. I'm gonna put my hand over all of you and tell you who I think is most likely to get hypnotized. I'm pointing in the direction of the person who I think is most likely to get hypnotized. Now, you won't see the induction often on TV or podcasts or even movies, because this next part, if you watch it in its entirety, it could hypnotize people. So they're gonna cut it up a little bit, so folks at home don't get hypnotized while driving a car. So you put your hands together for me like this.
The induction lasted a few minutes, and just like the hypnotherapy, it seemed to involve getting us really relaxed.
So there's different strategies getting someone hypnotized. I have you focus on my voice and your breathing. So take a gentle breath in.
And it seemed to rely really heavily on using our imagination. Like he had us imagine that our fingers were pulling together with magnets.
And you can whisper the words to yourself or out loud. The word is magnets. 1, 2, 3, magnets. And then I see who's the best candidate. The best personality, people have a great imagination. Imagine I put a 10-pound brick into that empty palm. So your palm just starts to get more heavy. And then I make them drop and sleep all the way down, every muscle and every nerve. Allow your eyes to open. Take another deep breath in, slowly, gently, 1, 2, and 3, eyes open. Yes, so we understand. You can see like a before and after, and you see their faces getting a little bit of that drunky or like stony look to them. Brian, of course, yeah. What's happening? What are you feeling? Tell us your wife, because you are a great candidate for hypnosis. I can totally tell. You are there. Danny's there as well. I just want you all to interact in a moment, but what are you feeling right now?
I'm just hanging out with the crew.
Is there anything that he could do or wouldn't do that'd be like, holy cannoli, this, my husband, my partner for life, is in a different headspace?
Jeez. I don't know. I was hoping this wasn't going to happen. I wouldn't be put on a spot like this. I don't know. What would he not do?
For whatever reason, we couldn't seem to come up with a single thing that Brian would never do off the top of our heads. I guess that's just a testament to what an insane dude Brian is. Whatever the reason, all this uncertainty seemed to pull Brian out of his hypnotic trance. So Chris quickly moved on to his next target.
Thank you, Brian, of course, and sleep. Relax and let go from the top of your head to the very, very bottom. Your feet, relax every muscle and every nerve and every fiber in your body. In a moment, I want you to picture and feel in your mind's eye that you again are holding on to a helium balloon. So make that right fist strong now. Make a fist and let that balloon I tie after your wrist pull higher and higher towards the ceiling. It's gonna extend now. Let that entire arm extend up towards the ceiling. Focus on nothingness, but that feeling of lightness now. 3 numbers, you're gonna open your eyes, but your arm is stuck, cemented, cast iron in that position. You can't get your arm down. That's just the crazy shit. That's just how it's gonna work for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. Your arm is stuck until I unstuck it. Eyes open. So this again is the hypnotic state. Everyone experiences it in different forms, shapes. What's on your mind? Please, the show is ours. The show is ours.
This is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm hypnotized. I don't think I am.
Yeah.
But at any point,
I don't think I am either.
I mean, 'cause I was really trying to go along with it and like, do as much like, mentally imaging things and I was like, he's not focusing on me for a reason.
And it will all make sense in the end. Yes. Question?
Can you put your hand down, or is it?
I think so. It did feel stuck for a little bit. Yeah. It does feel like it wants to be up.
Not going down.
Yeah. Well, it did just now, right? Is that okay?
And I can't help but notice that we can all see clearly that arm is back up there.
That's like the resting position for you right now. That's not
Yeah, that's how his arm always is.
That's how my arm always is.
Point one finger on that hand. When that finger touches you on the face, and it will, you're gonna go back to that state of deep relaxation again. Cool. This is a text message, all right? All right, you can share that with your husband.
Go to sleep, Brian.
Great. Sometimes you get some folks. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Danny, wide awake. Hey, your homeboy has a text for you. You can just read that.
Go to sleep, Danny. I will go to sleep.
Okay, clearly the dynamic changed here a little bit, and I'm still not exactly sure what happened, but somehow, both Brian and I got snapped out of whatever might have been going on. But just when all hope seemed lost, Chris had me close my eyes one more time.
And Danny, you can just keep sleeping. And I think it'd be funny if we just step away. Danny can relax and let go, and that's the show. We'll let ourselves out.
I feel bad. I heard you guys all leave. I didn't know if I was supposed to stay asleep or what.
So even though it wore off pretty quickly, I think we can all agree by the look on my face, I was in some different kind of mental state, at least for a little bit there. So is hypnotism real? Maybe so. What does it feel like? Well, just ask Danny from right after the hypnotist left.
I'm curious, did it seem like I was hypnotized?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit.
Because I feel like I don't really think I was. Really?
Naturally, what followed was about 20 minutes of the rest of the group trying to convince me that I was in fact hypnotized.
Physically, I was shocked with how much you guys collapsed.
You two did definitely have like a very glassy.
It almost feels like I'm gaslighting you about you being hypnotized. Like for somebody to come up and be like, sleep, and then you collapse is like such a suggestible state that is not your own.
Also,
Am I just a little bitch that'll do anything anyone tells me?
I can't believe it, but I genuinely didn't realize I was hypnotized until the next day when I watched the footage and realized how out of it I was.
Okay, wait. Okay. No, maybe I see a little bit of what he was talking about there. I do look a little bit out of it, actually.
I guess in the end, hypnotism is real, but it doesn't feel at all how I thought it would. It kind of just felt like I was very relaxed, maybe even a little bit tipsy or like dazed. It honestly felt kind of good, and I think you can tell I was a little extra giggly. Hey, look, it says all those things on Google too. That's crazy. I didn't have to make this video at all. Now that I know what it's supposed to feel like, I guess I could say it's possible that I really did get hypnotized to stop biting my nails too. I just didn't understand what it was supposed to feel like. But I still don't know that I recommend it for the $450 I ended up paying, especially when there's a bunch of free hypnosis sessions on YouTube you could probably just try.
Damn, I can't believe I'll never bite my nails again. Thanks for watching, guys.